Larry Duvenal. I live in Sun City, Arizona in the wintertime and La Veta, Colorado in the summertime. And I belong to the Phoenix chapter and also belong to the Phoenix Model A Club and the National Double A Club. This is a double A, that means it's 1 ton or 1.5 tons. And the interesting thing is the truck come from Benton, Kansas. It was my granddad's, and he was into chicken farming when I knew him. And he lived in Benton, Kansas. And he just drove this to haul chicken feed. He had a grain bed on it. And my cousin got the truck before I did. He took the grain bed off of it, put a rural gas delivery tank on it, and then the truck came to me and I had no use for the tank, so I found an original bed down in Arizona, and I got it all moved to Phoenix. I built a garage to restore it in, and I had more time than I had money, so I did everything myself except the engine. I couldn't pour the Babbitt. It had a real slow rear end in it. It had the 7.25 to 1 rear end, and I found the 5.17 to 1 gears, and that was about 26 years ago when I did all this. And I just brought it back to Kansas so I could show all my cousins the truck I screwed them out of. And I let them all drive it and ride in it. One of the big projects I have, I haul the Pearl Harbor survivors in Phoenix in the Fiesta Bowl Parade and the Veterans Day Parade. I've got seats that go in the back of it, and it's a pleasure to haul those gentlemen. The truck has 17,145 miles on it since new. It still has original pistons, original engine, original crank, and the parts that aren't original, I have the parts, and the next owner will get all those parts. It'll probably be my grandson unless he turns out to be a jerk. But this was an easy restoration. I've never done one before. Probably won't do another one. I took an upholstery class to make the seats, covers, and the door panels and thing. I took a glass class so I could cut my own safety glass. I took a class in leading to fix the dents, and I used 2 wheel weights off my car. It was all the lead that's in it. Now the bed is another story. It was lined up with another bed down in Arizona, and they'd taken a 30-30 and shot holes through both beds and then put a bolt in them. And it's got a little Bondo on it. And I painted it with the old acrylic lacquer, which is a mistake. It chips real easy. But hey, it's a good old truck. I drove it 155 miles this fall in one day, and I'm sure that's the furthest it's ever been driven. I put a little higher compression Snyder head on it, and it'll run 50 mile an hour on the level net. And it'll get up to speed rather much quicker with the higher compression head. I don't run it that fast, but I did once to see how fast it would go. Now that's with my GPS. The speedometer is a little wrong because I've got the slow rear end speedometer drive gears with the faster worm and ring gear. Last year, Hemmings Motor News came to Phoenix and got a hold of me and heard I had a truck, and they took pictures of it for about an hour, and it did make the calendar. I'm kind of proud of that. But as a kid, I drove this truck when I was 5 or 6 years old. My granddad, when he got the truck, took the driver's door off. He didn't want to be in anything he couldn't get out of. And so all of us grandkids would stand on our knees on there, and Granddad would stand on a running board, and we would just chug around the pasture. So I go way back on this truck, and I'm proud of it. It's been a labor of love, and now I drive it quite a bit now. It's time for me to enjoy it, and if my grandson wants to restore it, he can. So some of the things, I made these mirror brackets because Ford did not make a mirror for this truck, this age, that stuck out far enough where you could see around the bed. And so I made these last winter, and they work great compared to what I had. Now these stakes aren't original. The original come to a kind of a witch's hat shape up here, and I couldn't find them. They're making them now $60 a piece. But I like these because I've got bows I can stick in here and a canvas top on it. And I got these at locally there in Phoenix, and they fit. And they're tight. This thing really doesn't hardly even rattle. But I picked these up here. They're supposed to be the right age. That Sinclair can I restored there in the back. That's got a date of 1927 on it. And I'm pretty proud of that. But I got $100 in that stupid can, just the decals, you know. But I have turn signals on it, and because young people don't know what hand signals are, they may think it's a gang signal and start shooting at you. I also put in seat belts just for safety. And I've got an alternator on it because I was sick and tired of the thing, the battery's always being down. And that alternator, it charges while you're idling, so I don't have any trouble. And then it's a 1928 December. It's got a car 3-speed in it with a 2-speed behind it, an underdrive. So I got 6 speeds forward, and
well, I imagine with the 7-to-1 rear end and an underdrive, it probably went pretty slow.
You had to put up a mailbox if you had it in low gear. It moves so slow. But with the faster gears, like I took it up Pikes Peak 2 years ago, and I went in 2nd gear, low range, all the way up and all the way down. But I drive it anywhere. It's not real comfortable to drive, but and I usually run at about 40 miles an hour. And that's right at the peak of the torque curve and the horsepower curve on the RPM. Still looking for a few things. Not very many, but I'm collecting them.